Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to 1111Story YouTube channel. Today again, my husband entered the house in a state of intoxication. The moment I saw him, my whole body began to tremble. Whenever he came home drunk, he tortured me mercilessly. I had been enduring his cruelty for many months, but even now, I was not used to it. I was very young, weak by nature, and silent. I was not like other girls who could fight back or speak loudly for themselves. Every time he beat me, I would suffer quietly, like a voiceless person. That night, his eyes were red with anger and intoxication. I gathered courage and asked him softly if he wanted food, hoping to distract him and calm his mind. But I always forgot one thing. A drunk man does not listen to reason. He only looks for someone weaker than him to release his anger on. Suddenly, he grabbed my hair and dragged me into the room. I screamed in pain and fear, but there was no one to save me. My mother-in-law and father-in-law had already passed away. In the name of family, there was only my brother-in-law, who stayed out all day for work. He was educated and decent, completely opposite of my husband, who was a drunkard, a gambler, and dependent on his younger brother's money. That night, my husband beat me brutally until he became tired, and then he fell asleep on the floor. I lay there, unable to move, crying silently. I kept asking myself, what sin had I committed? I belonged to a religious family. My parents had enrolled me in a madrasa when I was very young. By the age of 12, I had memorized the entire Holy Quran. I was proud of my education and my faith. But at the age of 16, my father married me off. He believed that educating a daughter in religion was enough, and marriage was her true destiny. He trusted the proposal without properly investigating the boy. This was his biggest mistake. My husband's aunt and younger brother had come with the proposal. My brother-in-law was educated, respectful, and well-mannered. Seeing him, my father assumed my husband would be the same. In the beginning, my husband behaved normally, but after marriage, his true face slowly appeared. One day, he returned home drunk for the first time. I didn't understand what was happening. I thought he was sick, but instead of accepting my help, he grabbed my hair and cursed me. He blamed me for ruining his life. From that day, it became routine. He came home drunk, abused me, beat me, and slept peacefully while I cried all night. In the morning, he would apologize casually, saying he didn't remember anything. But his apologies meant nothing, because the cruelty never stopped. I tried everything. I spoke softly. I remained patient. I prayed for him day and night, but nothing changed. His addiction became worse. Sometimes there was no food in the house. He spent all money on alcohol and gambling. I stayed hungry for days. When I visited my parents, I lied to them. I told them I was happy. I hid my wounds and made excuses. Because in our society, divorce is considered shameful, and I didn't want to break my parents' hearts. One night, after severe torture, I gathered courage and told my brother-in-law everything. He was shocked and ashamed. He apologized to me and promised to talk to his brother. But when he confronted him, my husband accused me of having a bad character. Those words broke me completely. My brother-in-law, hurt and angry, left the house. That day, I lost my last hope. After that, my husband became even more cruel. One night, while I was praying, he came upstairs drunk. He forced alcohol into my mouth. I resisted, but he was stronger. Then he said something that destroyed my soul. He said he had made a deal. He had sold me to his friend in exchange for money. My heart stopped. I screamed, cried, and begged, but he didn't care. I fainted in fear and helplessness. The next morning, when I woke up, I felt broken, empty, and lifeless. I felt like I had lost everything: my dignity, my faith, my existence. I wanted to die. Just then, the door opened. It was my brother-in-law. He looked at me with tears in his eyes. He said he had come to save me. He told me he could no longer watch his brother destroy my life. He had called my parents. Soon after, my parents arrived. My father saw my condition and broke down in tears. My mother hugged me tightly and cried like never before. For the first time, I told them the truth. Everything: my pain, my suffering, my humiliation. My father held my hand and said, "You will not go back to that hell again." That day, I left that house forever. I realized something important. Sometimes patience is not strength. Sometimes silence becomes your biggest enemy. And sometimes leaving is the only way to save yourself. Today, I am alive, stronger than before. And I pray that no girl ever has to endure what I went through. For more videos, please subscribe to 1111 Story.